What's up? I'm Doofus Mcdooface, and I want to change it up today and try something I'm going to call Legion Game Theory. Now, I'm not the highest ranked player or anything. I'm okay. But if you guys enjoy this, maybe I'll make more. Today I want to discuss masterminds. A lot of people come in the chat and they say, "Hey Doofus, I'm bronze, I'm gold, I'm expert, I'm pushing hard for this. I just started playing the game, or I've plateaued." And they'll say, "What mastermind do I think is best?" And, well, usually what I like to say is, what do you enjoy the most, and what do you play the best with? I love Fiesta, right? And sometimes it's the best thing to go with, right? And I guess I could just go through all of them. I feel like Fiesta is best, of course, with Cartel. If you go Fiesta and you leak a lot, and your teammate goes Cartel, and it's nice long waves because you're leaking, and your mate's gonna start scaling, right? Because Cartel, that +9 income, is gonna be tasty for those nice long waves. Hopefully your Cartel mate is pushing workers, and if they're catching your leaks, then both of you should be scaling pretty well, right? I like doing cash out Fiesta too. Me and L1 do a lot of that. Because sometimes Cartel can be great, but if you ever get starved with Cartel, it's just not good, right? That's the one thing. I do love Cartel, specifically with Fiesta, or if I'm really trying to try hard and punish someone early. But I feel like Cartel, if you get starved, I don't know. I feel like that's what hurts me the most when I'm Cartel. But I love Fiesta. So I always go back to, what do you enjoy playing? And what are you good at playing, right? Maybe if I was like really bad at Fiesta, as fun as I think it is, I might need to change it up to cash out, which I think is probably the best all-around mastermind, right? So I'd say Fiesta is great if you know that your mate's going to hold you. And also, another situation where Fiesta is great, if you're sending into the big guy, right? Let's say you've got diamond. Let's say you're diamond, your teammate's diamond, the guy on the other side is diamond, and you're sending into a red. You're sending into an expert, or even a purple, right? Some crazy queue up. Well, if you go Fiesta and you're just pushing a ton of workers, you can try to hit the higher rank guy pretty hard, and that's what I like to do, right? Sometimes I'll go Fiesta because I know I'm sending into a 2.6 or 2.8 player, and I want to push workers. Because if you don't push workers into the big guy, they're usually going to know how to win the game, right? But I do like cash out for like consistent play, right? With cash out, you're usually able to get those 5, 6, sometimes 7 worker starts, right? That could be Poda Mask. A lot of people like Flower Mask. A lot of mask stuff, You can even do the cash out like big unit, right? I mean, I guess I could click some of these things. Right? I guess we don't have anything here. That would be 7 workers. But what I'm trying to say is like a 7 worker Holy Avenger, Like Holy Avenger, you're pretty much good. You're not going to leak until 5, realistically. So those types of things are important. Oh, that was easy. I could just do that. But I do like cash out. I think cash out is a great way to start. Some people say that you should start with YOLO. I don't agree with that. I know a lot of people say if you play YOLO when you first start, you'll get used to tougher roles, right? You're going to get used to tougher roles with YOLO. I understand where they're coming from. I get that. Yeah, it puts you in a tough situation and you're having to learn a tough role. I do understand that. But at the same time, I think that could give a newer player or a less experienced player a bad time, right? I'm trying to learn a game and I keep getting these YOLO rolls that I have no idea what to do with. I got a YOLO roll that has 5 arcane tanks. And my teammate says, why do I only have arcane tanks? Because I did YOLO. But I do think once you're a little bit more experienced, YOLO does make sense, because that's 7 income with no minus, right? There's no minus. You don't have to wait for a wave. YOLO can be amazing. And I guess you can also just do the insta roll on wave 1, right? You get a terrible YOLO roll, and you just wave 1, say fuck it. I'm gonna take the -1 income. I've still got +6 income, which is higher than any other thing, and hopefully I can make a good roll with it. The YOLO is more of an advanced option, I'd say. Let's see. Castle, I would also say, is a more advanced option, where it can be good, but you can really get punished, right? Because with Castle, you just don't want to take any king damage pre-10, right? That's the way I simply see it. With Castle, you simply don't want to take king damage before wave 10, and you don't want to be out of the game. So you have to balance both having push workers, but also being a touch like overbuildy, because you don't get that additional income or that additional gold. You know, you don't really start with anything, right? But if you can get through the first 10 waves in a close game, or if you're in the lead, well, the game is won, right? You'll see sometimes Castle players that are on fire wave 8 or 9. It's over. The game is pretty much done at that point, right? So I think Castle can be done, but I know me personally, I've screwed it up because I can get a bit overbuildy, right? I'm playing Castle, and I get overbuildy, and now I'm behind by 200 power score, right? So yeah, we haven't taken any king damage, but I'm 200 power score behind everyone, and is that 45 income on wave 10 like instantly going to get me on top of the power score? I don't think so. Yeah, so I think Castle could be okay, just like Cartel too, right? Cartel is also one of those tough ones where if you are not at least in the top 2 spots of the power score when wave 10 comes, unless you're going for a long start, you're in a tough spot, right? Like, I don't know how many games that I've played Cartel. Cartel is my most winningest, right? Cartel is my most winningest. I guess I could pull up my numbers too. Cartel I've actually won the most with.
Welcome.
We go here, you go to game stats, you click on this fighter stats thing, and you click builder stats. It will give you your win rate with each mastermind. So Cartel, I'm the most winningest with. That's awesome. But there's been a lot of games where usually when I'm getting starved, right? Or if I go for a starve and my send fails, I'm at the bottom of the power score on wave 8 or 9, wave 10. And what do you think is going to happen when wave 11 comes? I'm going to be even farther behind because I'm already behind. And then you add that 45 income loss, or what is it, 37? Sorry, I believe it's 37, right? 36. You lose 36 income, and I'm already behind. Well, I'm screwed, right? I'm screwed. And that's another one of those situations where Castle, if you're ahead before 10, the game could just be won. And Cartel, if you're behind before wave 10, right before wave 10, you're probably screwed, right? So that's why these are tougher, where you can lose a game like pre-10, where a lot of these other masterminds, you might be able to get back into the game because there's no massive benefit and no massive negative or con to it, you know? Chaos, I actually did really good with Chaos for a while there. Chaos, you get a new roll every wave.
Welcome to Nova.
So you sort of have to plan out a lot more with Chaos, right? So if you're starting wave 1 with Chaos, and it's a gun, right? Let's say you're starting a gun wave 1 with Chaos, and that's great and all, but what are you going to use to save your butt on wave 3? You know, because normally gun, I haven't played gun a lot, but that's just the example I'm using. is gun. You have it right there, and then you'd need gargoyles or peewees or a steed, some type of arcane tank on wave 3 to give the gun time to kill all the creeps. But if, let's say, you get a crazy chaos roll, right? Like this, right? Let's say it's this. I guess you could use the devilfish. But let's say you didn't have the devilfish. Let's say that was a proton, right? Wave 3's come. You win 5 worker gun, so you've probably got 100 gold. So you've got 100 gold. You don't have enough to put the casket down because you're not staying 4 workers, right? You went 5 workers. And your only option is a windhawk. Well, you're going to leak, right? So that's why it's a lot harder with chaos, because you do have to plan it out, but then it doesn't matter how well your plan goes. You're either going to have to be behind on workers because wave 2 comes and you're like, oh, okay, I got to take this arcane tank, and then you're not getting 5 workers immediately, right? Or you're screwed on 3. So that's where chaos can be amazing and can be terrible, right? I mean, how many games have you guys played against chaos players where you've got them, right? Wave 14, right? This actually happened my last Nova Cup. Wave 14, they have nothing. And you're getting your send ready. It's a long starve. Let's say it's 10 to 14. You've got 600, 700 Mythium just ready to attack. And, well, send goes through, and you look at your opponent's board, iron scales out of nowhere. And you're just like, what? And then you check after the game, and they rolled Badger. They rolled the iron scales on the wave that you were sending, right? And then you could be that situation too. So chaos can be amazing. It can be terrible, in which, like, when you receive that send on a wave, if the roll doesn't go your way, you're screwed. If the roll does go your way, you could just have won the game just on the luck of the roll. So, and chaos, I think, is fun. Actually, to go back, you know how I was saying some people say YOLO is the best way to start, so you get to learn the units. I'd probably go chaos, because at least chaos would be a little bit more fun. You get to explore all the different types of units, as opposed to just being stuck with a tough roll, or stuck with a good roll. You know, where chaos, you're learning on the fly. You're learning on the fly. Let's see, redraw. I tried with redraw a long time ago. I tried to do it. I was one of the people that wave 1, I would instantly search for the roll, right? I'd be like, oh, I want chieftain cheese. So I'd take the gargoyle, take mudman, I'd take some pierce, and then I don't really care what else I take because I'm looking for chieftain cheese. Okay, and then I'd re-roll again. Oh my god, I got Ocean Templar. I also have Yuzora. So let's take those, right? And I'm looking for that chieftain, and I'm all in. I'm all in on chieftain cheese. I just keep going, trying to find something good. And my last roll. Okay, so in this situation, I got bailed out, right? In this situation, I have a pretty godly roll, right? Awesome. I have chieftain cheese, Ocean Templar. I have pretty much everything I want. I could take the Elite Archer, but I'm gonna get too into that. Okay, so redraw can be good, but that how long did that take? Right, I'd have to check how long did that take. That's wave 1 of the game. If you just do all your rolls, well, you're spending so much time trying to theorize, trying to plan out the whole game in 60, 70 seconds, right? That's tough. That's very tough to do. And I feel like I struggle with that. And I've tried it, and it's just not really for me. But it can work, right? If you're a planner type and you're fast on your feet, or some people just take a good roll, right? They'll just take a good roll, place some units, and then they'll re-roll again, type of way. And then so I think redraw's okay. Not a big fan, but eh. And then greed, I usually never use greed. A lot of the big guys use greed, right? Like they almost no, they did. So in Division 1, they actually banned greed in a sense. They created it to where if you win with a certain mastermind, because it was greed, if you win with a certain mastermind, you have to win the second game with a different mastermind. And it's 100% because all the big guys, all the aviators, the King Danzes, the Wittersons would just use greed. It's the basic standardized role that the game has had for a long time. I prefer cash out. I actually like cash out better than greed. Greed is fine. The 5 income is cool. But I think cash out is the safer beginner strat. I like having that additional gold. I like that I can sort of be a pussy and just drop down a Holy Avenger or something, you know, or guaranteed 5 workers, even if I get starved type of thing. I like cash out better than greed. But some people might like greed better than cash out. I mean, those are going to be your go-to starting masterminds, right? Those are probably the safest play outside of lock-in, right? If you're brand new to the game, I know Flight TV was really big on the Yuzora, right? Flight was really big on the Yuzora. You'd start Yuzora every time, and you just learn one unit, right? Build every game around one unit. When the new patches have come out, people will do that with like the slimes, the pixie, like the Sakura. They did it with Gun. So sometimes lock-in is decent, right? Or Sky Queen. You know, when Sky Queen was mega overpowered when it right before it got nerfed, like a day later or whatever. Even high-level players were locking in Sky Queen. So sometimes lock-in makes sense if you're really comfortable with a unit. I usually only do it if people request it. Like through my stream and they're like, "Hey Doofus, lock in Slime Girl." And it can be fun, and it can be good to just focus on one unit and sort of learn them. But that's sort of my game theory. I guess I could go into combos. But the 2 combos that I'm always going to think about are going to be Fiesta Cartel. I still think that's the best combo in the game. Fiesta Cash Out. A lot of my stuff is gonna revolve around Fiesta. That's what I play. That's what L1 plays. I for a long time thought that Castle and Fiesta was terrible because the long waves could hurt Castle. But if this Castle player plays good enough with the Fiesta and just stays a touch overbuilt, holds all the leaks, it actually just gives the Castle player a free game. It's a lot tougher to do than the Cartel or Cash Out. But these are probably the 4 things I play most often. And I guess before I end this video, we can take one final look at my builder stats. Yeah, Cartel and Cash Out, Fiesta. Those are pretty much the only 3 things I'll use. That's all I'm going to use in my tournament tomorrow. We've got Nova Cup. I will be only using Cartel, Cash Out, Fiesta because one of us, me or L1, is almost always going to be Fiesta, right? So either I'm Fiesta, L1 is Cash Out, L1 is Fiesta, I'm Cartel, I'm Cash Out, something like that. These are just what I feel comfortable with, and that's what I think at the end of the day is you play what you're comfortable with, right? What do you feel good about? And let's see. I suck with greed. The thing that all the big guys are good with, I haven't played that many games with it. Lock-in, like I said, I only really do if it's asked. And even YOLO, right? I said YOLO, a lot of the big guys use it. I suck. I'm not very good with it. Because I like to fully plan out a role. And I really can't plan out a role when you give me 4 arcane tanks and no pierce damage, you know, types of things like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little Mastermind game theory video, and if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments, or if I missed any combos that you guys really enjoy, let me know, and maybe we'll make another sort of thought-provoking video like this. Catch you guys next time.